Wait 30 seconds. And you're live.
Hello, and welcome to the Seeking channel, the Seeking Heaven channel. I'm the host this evening for Tamara. I'm Simon Bown, and I host the Past Lives podcast. I've produced nearly 170 episodes now, and each one is an hour-long interview with someone who has interest in or has had an experience with consciousness and evidence that perhaps consciousness continues after death. So I've had people on the podcast who've had near-death experiences, people with past life memories. I've had researchers who look into deathbed visions. Lots of mediums have appeared on the podcast, and it's just such a fascinating subject to look at. And I'm very lucky here to be on the Seeking Heaven channel with Tamara. And we're talking about Tamara this evening. We're going to have 2 live readings. And the thing is, we're doing an event on Saturday at 2 p.m. EST. Tickets are $29.99. And what we're doing is a kind of live mediumship event where everybody can buy a ticket, log into this event, and Tamara will be doing live readings. We can't guarantee that everybody will get a reading, but it's going to be such a fascinating evening for me. Over here in the UK, it's going to be an evening, but for you in America at 2 p.m. EST. So Tamara is known as the Southern Belle Medium, and she's had 6 near-death experiences and multiple spiritually transformative experiences. She, when one of her near-death experiences, I think it was just one of them, she met Jesus, and she is a Christ channeler now and a mystic seer. So if I just take a look here at Tamara's bio, I have to have it written down because she's done so much stuff. She had 6 near-death experiences, and they've enhanced her ability to see into hidden realms. And Tamara's a very talented medium, but something that was important for her, I believe, is that she had to get training. Even though she had this tremendous talent, it's really important to, learn how to do things properly. And she trained for 8 years in the British style of evidential mediumship with international mediums and authors. And she's done a lot of medium stage shows for women's expos, like the Southern Women's shows at city convention centres. And they were before really large audiences. And she's also president of the International Association of Near-Death Studies, Charlotte. She's an ISGO facilitator and on the Spiritual Awakenings International Advisory Board, and a speaker for both. So, Tamara, can I talk to you now?
And I magically appear. So we've got some awesome people here. Thanks for this, Simon. I mean, I met Simon when, I don't know how I was referred to you. Maybe it was a couple of people. I know one of them was Dr. Yvonne Cason, and then also Raymond O'Brien in England. He said, "You're awesome." He said he had a nice interview with you. Anyway, there was a few people, your name kept popping up. So I had you on my show. We had, we talked about past lives in your podcast and your books you've written. And then I was on yours. And then we just struck up a friendship, and we're both interested in similar things, really. And really since childhood, I noticed like, oh, you're looking at the same stuff I was looking at in childhood, like the paranormal, Bigfoot, space, sci-fi. I think I'm a 12-year-old boy that never really grew up. So this is a disguise, really. That's kind of where I live. I get so excited about robots and, anything that's different and unique. So it was Simon that was so sweet that said, hey, why don't we show, evidentially what mediumship is like? And I'm like, well, I was born like this. I did train for it. I'm like, sure. And we thought, well, this might offer some healing for people to know. I mean, those of you that are on here, we've got Candace Anderson, which is on next Thursday at 4 and Friday at 6. And Candace, she's awesome. She wrote The Reluctant Messenger, and she was on last Thursday when Simon and I did this, and I read her. And she had a lot of people showing up. She got, I think it was her her grandmother, her sister, her husband. Hopefully I didn't leave someone out. I mean, I
Yeah.
might have left out Aunt out. But anyway, really sweet lady. And then we've got Laura here. Laura is a client and friend. She's awesome. She lives near me, and she just had not too long ago a really cool little boy named Ian. So, and then we've got Kathy Blank, and I've known Kathy for about 10 years. And she's also a paranormal and an intuitive, and she's a paranormal expert. She's been on several TV shows and so forth and radio. And let's see who else I haven't. So I got Laura, Kathy, Candace, and as they pop in, I will say hey to people. So I know we're going to be reading people today just as samples, but guys, sign up for Saturday. I mean, what a deal. People that know, if you don't know my prices, you'll see that $29.99 is really a deal. And we're just going to have a nice little Saturday. It'll be, just plan 2 hours. I said 90 minutes. It'll probably be 2 hours. And we'll really, everyone, if we have an intimate group that, I'll try to get through as many people as I can to read them. There's no guarantees, but you know how spirit works. It comes, God, spirit, our loved ones in heaven, they really want to make sure that we get a healing message. And so they will find a way. Look, they're more elevated than me. I just try to be a good messenger, but they know who is going to be there already. And they already know the messages that all of you need. And they can say it in a way that all of you are touched and that you get that healing message. So, and I find that, thank you. Yeah, you have back before the isolation and the COVID. It's true. I actually do live events. Yeah, Laura, thank you so much. Laura's got, she's like a spirit magnet. She has a lot of people that always come through. But yeah, did you want to, did you want to ask me a couple things before we have our guest coming on?
Yeah, one thing I've always wondered about with mediumship is how the information comes to you, because sometimes it seems kind of subtle and kind of vague when mediums are bringing the information through. And I suppose the spirits have to work very hard and in a particular way, because it's not like they just talk to you and tell you loads of stuff and you hear a voice speaking. They have to use symbolism and things. Is that right?
Boy, you're studied up, Simon. I'm impressed. And also Simon's a little under the weather today. Bless him. So say prayers for Simon, okay? Because he's been a trooper being here. A good example is Candace. She was very bold enough to come on, and she got some beautiful messages. But she's loved by all. But I could feel the relationship when her husband stepped in. It felt personal and it felt intimate. It didn't feel like a brother. And, we look in life how relationships feel. If you ever see two people go, God, they seem like brothers. Now, they may not be brothers. They may be best friends, but someone might go, well, they feel more like a brother than a brother. So I get it by how it feels. How they communicate with mediums. They do use symbology and so forth. To shout out to, hey, Alex. This is somebody saying hey to you, Simon.
Hi, Alex.
They work with different mediums different ways, and I'll tell you why. Because they work with the knowledge that each of us has. So I love how they always tell me, like, yeah, it's kind of their, now I just tell them, tell me what the word is, but I'll say, yeah, it's kind of like near Mexico, and they'll literally get shouting, read them out. They want you to learn every topic of everything that you can. So when you have, that's why I love doing international readings, because if I get names, like when I did readings online for Priscilla Gendron's group in South Africa, I got all these African names, and it was so exciting and they were so sweet, the people, and appreciative, but it increases my vocabulary. And so they work with the knowledge that you already have. They also, different mediums have different levels of abilities. I was born like this as a, I can remember at least at 3, seeing and talking to them. I'd actually see them. And so occasionally now and then I'll do, but I just, please God, don't let me see people around me. I mean, because there's so many around me that what happens is that there's an orchestrated, organized plan in heaven. So they know when I'm going to be near someone, and they're really good about not blasting me privately. I'll say make an appointment, because they respect, since I decided to do this professionally, they respect my time because I have to have downtime. But how they communicate, um, they communicate by ways that you would understand. And that's where you get an evidential. The evidence is not for me. Like, I have no, sometimes I'm talking, I'm like, this is crazy talk. I'm like, and then the person goes, oh my God, like it means so much. So my goal as a medium is to be as authentic as I can. So if I see a gold slipper and that's all I get, I'm just going to say gold slipper. And you know, and it may sound crazy, but then they may say, oh, I just bought my little girl, you know, a little gold slipper to play in for dress up. So I trust, and I know that spirit is always right. Am I 100% perfect? No, but they'll correct me, you know, if they need to. They've corrected me. I'll go, yeah, I think it's a mom. And they were like, no, she was like a mom, but that's not her mom. That's so-and-so. They'll correct me. So I wish they would say, hi, you know, I'm Bob, I'm your dad, and I brought Phyllis, your mother, with me. I wish they would do that. But what they do, which is really ingenious, they'll have the first communicator come through. And that's why I love the standard of evidential mediumship, is because there is a process. With that process, you bring through, you know, male, female, and they'll tell you attributes about themselves, whether, you know, likes, dislikes, what they look like. Some people don't like to talk about what they look like. I don't know why. Some people like, I didn't look that good. And others will say, I was so handsome. And so, you know, it's very personal. And many times they'll talk about things that, you know, we live a whole life. You know, we live this big life. We have interests. We have things we like, you know, animal rescue, children, you know, certain vacation spots. So they'll know how to communicate with you. They love talking about memories. And then they will say enough that, you know, oh my God, it's them. And then you get the message, and the message can be evidential too, but the message is personal. And usually you feel it in your heart. I work through the heart area where it's the love, and that love, once you're connected, you know, it's them, it goes whoop, kind of right to you, and you kind of feel it. So I'm just a conduit. A medium to me, it's just a portal. And just like people are portals, you know, I try to keep mine clean, one God. That mean I'm perfect. But you know, there's different levels and different types of mediums. But the way I look at it, there's different people out there that need different things. So different mediums connect to different people. Because of the US, sometimes this topic has been fear-based and whatever. I try to keep it really loving and conversational, although I don't want any information. But I try to, that's just more my style, to make people feel at ease. The true spiritualist evidential style of mediumship is, I have someone here, yes, so-and-so, no, so-and-so, yes, so-and-so. But, you know, people you're watching right now, and we're nosy. So we want to get in your business and know what that means when your grandmother says she has a chicken farm. So, but they do work with different mediums differently, and there's different skill levels. Sorry, I'm hoarse today.
Well, I wanted to ask you a question about reincarnation and mediumship. And I've seen this question asked on various Facebook groups. It's this idea that, say, your great-grandmother or your grandmother passed on to the other side, and then she was reincarnated into a new individual. So she's come back to Earth, she's incarnated, and yet a medium can still communicate with her. It's like, so she's incarnated and she's in the afterlife. How does that work?
This is where it gets a little complicated. I believe, which is really a cool question. People ask that of me all the time. Thank you guys for nice words. And yes, Kathy, your family blasts me all the time. It's funny. They know who I am. And Kathy lives in Utah. I mean, I have so many like beloved friends and family around the world. And I just really am so appreciative of that. I feel, this is a big answer. It may not be right. I can't prove it. But it feels like to me, after much examination, that when someone goes on, first of all, when they drop their body, they may not cross immediately. And a lot of near-death experiencers, not all of them go to the white light or the filled with paradise, the heaven realms or what have you. Some just are out of body in the hospital looking around. They go, I'm a spirit, and that's amazing to them, and it is amazing. So when a person, like say the body dies, so you ain't coming back in. This is not an astral travel. This is not an out of body. You're not, it's gone. The body's kaput. Some people like to hang around a while, watch the family, watch the things. Some people don't realize that the body's dead, and they're like, wait, I'm still conscious and thinking. So they can hang around. If they hang around a while, we would consider them a ghost. However, most people, they're met by loved ones. Some people, figures like Jesus or angels, but there's a sequence, there's a plan. You're not going to be left hanging dry, but they usually cross over, and it's a much beautiful, or more non-judgmental, loving, higher vibrational place on earth, like a million times more. So once they cross over, they go through at some point, maybe not immediately. Usually I find sometimes they'll wait in the waiting room. I call the murk, and I don't know why I call it the murk, but it's just it's not good and it's not bad. And then once they cross over, I mean, some people go right. I mean, I went right to Jesus town. I mean, it was good, but my experience is not everybody's experiences, but it's what I needed and makes me feel good. Right. So, everybody's different. So some people can go there without immediately going. And then some people need counseling, but they have a life review and they stay in the counseling portion of things for a while. Why? Because maybe they were screwed up in life. Those people. You might be those people. Hey, no judgment. We're all at different levels. It's all okay. So then what I see that happens at that point, then you decide with the elders, and you have certain family members that come in and you say, hey, we're going to do this configuration again where your soul family comes back. What happens when like a grandmother is in communicating and she might have gone on, mine has already gone on. And my granddad, they told me when he was reborn and where it is and what his name and everything. It's really crazy, but we're bigger than this. So my explanation, especially to you, I know we're speaking around the world globally, but to those people that like Southerners or people that would understand this traditional, how you were told as a kid, Jesus could be everywhere. We can do that. We're spirit. So we are a portion. So the theory is a portion of us is here. So let's say 10 or 25% of us is here. I don't even know if it's that much, quite honestly. And maybe that's why it feels like a dream, because this is only one slice of our soul or who we are. Another part, I think, stays in heaven. I do. I feel like a part of it stays there. People might call that the higher self. And I used to think that was silly, but it's not. And then you could be on different. So we can multitask. You are communicating with that person. They may fully be there, and sometimes they hang out in those heavenly realms, or they may also have gone on, but it's still them. Kind of complicated.
Yeah. So I wonder if you have a whole bunch of personalities that are part of your soul, and they could be your guides and they could be helping you. So it's not like the spirit guide is apart from you. It's actually you in another form.
You're sharp. You're really sharp. This is why you write sci-fi, Simon. Simon's really brilliant, but he's very humble. You've got two big, like huge novels, sci-fi. I mean, but you're right. And I used to think that's not true, because we have to own spiritually who we are. That's a tough one. But because if I'm my guide and if I feel like I'm screwed up in areas, how in the world could I help myself? But I have seen recently that an aspect, how do I say it? It feels angelic, but I think I think it's me. I think it's a higher outlet. I've never experienced that before. It's coming through, and it's kind of powerful and like, wow, it's like the original source in me. For a minute, I don't know how many years or eons we've been here, trillions of years, I don't know. So imagine if you go back to your original you, it would probably be pretty pure and brilliant, right? Probably not diluted like now. And we're just like, it was a whole sweater and now we've just got one thread left. So I think that, it is possible, because if our original source is part of the divine and we are creators because God created us, right? We keep coming back. Why? Well, they say that you learn things from all different directions to enhance your soul, right? And that what you're told with past life regression. Simon.
Yeah. So do you ever find things too creepy? in a way. It's not the saying that there's some dark entity that's trying to get through, but I don't know, if you woke up in the middle of the night and something was happening in the house, you find it really creepy, or you're just so used to all this stuff that nothing can creep you out anymore?
Thanks for really bringing that up. Actually, things were creepier when I was a kid because I didn't understand. And as I saw people I knew, I didn't understand. They crossed over already. I saw them, and they were real friendly, so I didn't know it was a big deal. But as I became older, and then when my grandmother did tell me about Jesus. My parents did not participate in any church or anything like. We didn't talk about. Actually, we were not supposed to talk about it. But I knew about that. And as I began to do Bible study and stuff, I started having dark entities crawl on the walls. Oh, yeah. So I've seen angels. I've seen demons. Now at this point, they don't bother me. My house, I have holy water. I have frankincense somewhere. I bless my house like Frank Knox. Fort Knox. It is so blessed. They actually are more afraid of me now because I've been in public during the day and someone went fully possessed on me and I went, stand down, I'll walk with Christ. You have no authority here. So I'm like, they usually don't mess with me because see, I don't care where I am or who I'm with. I will throw the blood of Jesus all over that. So they usually don't mess with me. But when I was a child or as a teenager, I didn't understand these different dimensions and what I was seeing. And it was very unsettling. And so how can you see angels without seeing demons? They don't like that I can see them and I rat them out. I rat them out every time. So what does the Bible say? Expose evil. But yeah, they don't mess with me now. I just feel they're out there, but they keep their distance because it has to do with your taking authority, in God and Christ and just standing on your own. They really don't. They don't mess with me. Every now and then I'll get something where they try to, and it doesn't stick. And it's only because they're trying to intimidate me because they know I'm in Team God. But they do that with other people.
Okay. So you'll be doing these this event on Saturday, and you do work like this over the internet. You find that it's just as effective as if you were sitting there with somebody in person. You can just do this with Zoom and Skype.
Well, I do it all the time. I've actually been doing this 8 or 10 years over Zoom and Skype all over the world. I mean, literally, I've had Croatia, Germany, Switzerland, Spain, Barcelona, let's see, Argentina, different places, just everywhere. I can't even think of a lot in England, South Africa, Australia, New Zealand. I guess that means I'm international. But yeah, and it works great because, we're bound by the love. And also it's such a small planet, right? I mean, it's really a small planet. So we're connected. We're connected in so many ways. Even my heritage is 91% from England. Like I'm probably more English than you, Simon. I mean, and I live in North Carolina. So we're, our family, even our past, and we're part of everything. And it's just a lie to think that we're not and that God doesn't have a plan. So, thank you so much. Someone just subscribed. I appreciate it. That's very sweet. And Giola Tielas, welcome.
So you'll do a couple of live readings this evening.
Yeah, so I've got someone here, Fran, who's been patiently waiting. Do you want to bring her on?
Yeah.
Oh, there she is. And I only know Fran by email. Aren't you cute?
I don't have a voice today.
Oh, that's okay. That's fine. Oh, I'm sorry. Did you eat a frog?
Yes, I did. I'm very sorry.
No, it's cool. It's cool.
Okay.
So this is what we'll do. You just relax and enjoy it. I'm sorry you feel so bad. We got to add you to the prayer list. We got Simon on there. He's got a hurt foot that's all messed up.
Oh,
so we should care for one another. We're one big family, right? This is, yeah. So, all right. So Fran, we only know each other because she wrote me an email and said, when you do this again, can I get a reading? And I was like, yeah, right. And so I don't know you till now, but you're really adorable. So let's see who's here for you. What I'll do is I'll ask you I'll bring through male or female. They'll describe themselves. And I will bring through information, and then you go yes or no. No, it's like, no, I don't know who that is. Okay, fine. If we're, it happens occasionally, someone doesn't recognize someone, or they may know them just a little bit, and they think, why them? Because they bring in everybody through. They come with a group, and then we'll find the main communicator, and then we'll, once you say, yeah, I get it, who it is, then what we'll do is we will, I'll get you that message. So that's all. So yes and no. I try to let them talk more than me. Right now, we're just having a chat. So you ready?
Yes.
Get a blessing, and know that they only come because they love you. They support you. They're around us all the time. I think that we're like TV channels to them. Seriously. And they must get a laugh. Mine must be like the Lucy show. So, and sometimes they will give an apology, and that's it. They just want to let you know they're okay. They love you. They see what you're doing, and they want to cheer us on, which is why I always say we have a fan club in heaven. So, you immediately here have a woman. And as soon as I said that, this is the trick for the medium. They bum rush me a whole bunch, like, oh, we're all together. So it feels like your mother, and it feels like her mother is with her. And let me describe and see if I'm on track with this. Okay. Okay. So, well, I'm listening. That's what I'm doing. So give me a second. Okay, so this is what I'm getting. Now, I want to make sure I separate it because your grandmother's here too. So I want to make sure which one this is. Okay, I have to separate it out. It's like a group of people talking. You can't have them all talk. You have to do one at a time. Same with me. So she's talking about, about crafts and craftsmanship. And I don't know if what is she showing me? I want to say knitting. I want to say olive green. And I want to say also, I don't know if it's some embroidery. What is that thing? Cross hatching. So I'm seeing this, and I'm seeing lost art. And then I'm feeling there's association to that, not a full-on farm, but country life. So this would be your grandmother initially, correct? Or is this your mom? You're not sure. That's okay. Okay, that's fine. No's are helpful because then I just ask them more information. Okay, so let's go through this. Do you understand the crafts, doing the crafts and doing the needlework? Let's piece it out.
No.
Okay, that's fine. And then countryside living associated with either one. If not, I'm going to go in and get more detail. Okay, it's okay. And certain things they tell you, you may not know. Okay,
Yeah.
so that's okay. So let me have them give you something else. Okay, so now I'm getting information. I said make it more personal, and so I'm getting information about you being a caregiver. It feels as though this woman shows me that her hair is pulled back. She says like Elkie Summers. Elkie Summers, I don't know. So she's describing herself a younger version, and she's classy, but she's a little bit shy. And I want to say she shows me as wearing like a sheath dress with a little belt. And I am getting like an international connection with her. Like she lived somewhere else and then moved here, but she moved a couple places. And she's also with a man. I hope he's your dad. I'm just kidding. But they come as a pair, and he's dressed like in a proper suit. So, and I'm getting the name an M name connected with that. Do you understand any of that so far? It could be either side of the family, but I'm feeling they're standing. This feels, do you understand the hair? I don't know what Elkie Summers hair, but I guess to me, I think like a French twist, a younger version. And I'm thinking the way she's styled, she's showing me a younger version of herself. And I would almost dare to say there's a photograph of her that looks like this. It's like a little thin belt and a fitted linen dress is what I'm looking at. And she's attractive. So, and I want to feel like her hair is like she made it, I don't know if I'd say platinum, but she made it blonde, but her hair was not that color. If you don't,
Possibly.
yes or no?
Possibly.
Okay. So now as I say this could also be, they start coming in. The more that we don't identify the person, I just want to identify it, but don't take it, if it's not. But now I've got like a sister or an aunt coming beside me. Now there are more coming in. So, so do you understand this person as your mom or your aunt? Because now she's standing here. I still feel it's your mom when she was younger, but I don't want you to take it. Let me get you something else. I don't know if it's you or her, but I feel maybe both, but being on an airplane, and she was also on an airplane, and I'm getting something. Now, who knows, because there may be someone stepping forward to help with this communication as well, but I'm getting something now. They're showing me almost like a stewardess. Do you understand a stewardess? Aunt? Mother?
No.
Okay. All right. Do you understand the caregiver? You taking care of your mother?
No.
Okay. I don't know. Let me try one more time. If not, it's not your
Right.
fault. Every now and this is strange. This happens
Right.
every now and then. It happens to everybody. It's okay. Let me see what else I can get here. Okay. So it's a man. It feels like on your father's side. Let me just stop the women there since there's nothing that and sometimes you go, oh yeah, that's so-and-so later. It's okay.
Right.
You can contact me later. It's fine. So there's a man here and he's talking about pipe and smoking with a pipe and the smell of the pipe. And he's older. So again, I don't know, father, grandfather, they're coming, but it feels the dad side. And he has a very gentle spirit and a very calming spirit when he, when he was alive, he would just had a very calming presence and you knew everything would be okay. Do you understand this to be your father?
No.
Or your granddaddy? Your granddaddy? Okay. Well, your father is here as well. So let's talk about your grandfather first, since he's the first communicator. But it feels like he keeps showing me his hands, like he had gentle hands. There was a gentleness about him. He's telling me an observer of life, and he was just a very soft presence. He's around you a lot because he says sometimes you have anxiety. I mean, hey, this is fine. We've all had it these days. No worries. But he does. And I would almost dare to say he's very similar in the way my grandfather feels, very calming as well. And he talks about walking and fall and crisp leaves, and he liked nature and he liked just going outside and looking at it. He was just very easy to please person. And he's around you as a support system because he saw you early on as a little child, that you had such a kindness to you, and he just loves you a lot. But he does have a very calming presence. He has it looks like, let me see, let me get the name. I don't know who this is, who he's talking about. I don't know, it could be his dad or your dad's here too, but he's talking about, I don't want to say Albert, Allison, Al. He's talking about, I love spirit Tourette's. If you don't, there's a Al, how do you spell it? Albert.
Not Albert.
I don't know the name. I'm just getting this. It sounds like that is very quick. So I don't know if it's an A name,
Right.
Mel. Does any of this make sense? If not, I'll keep going. It's fine.
Keep going.
Okay. So it sounds familiar, but we'll keep going. That's fine. Okay. So there's a male that's with him and he's a little harder edge than your grandfather. He's more business-like. He's busy. He has to get things done. He's a type A personality. He's eloquent. He has to get things accomplished fully. and his presentation to people and how he presents himself to the world matters. Where's your granddaddy? I don't think you really care. Who cares? So I see this as a business person, and he's quite intelligent. I don't know if it's in, I mean, he seems very technical, almost like, tell me. I don't know if he's, show me. I don't know, is it architect or working with supplies, or if he's putting stuff together. He's very intelligent. Is this your father?
Yes.
Okay. Do you understand the working with building supplies and drawings?
He was an engineer.
Okay, good. That's the word I wanted. Thank you. I wasn't electrical, but I was like,
Not architecture.
Okay. But he worked with the drawings because he's showing me, he's showing the schematics, and he's showing me this. Very intelligent. The message that he has for you is, well, first of all, he loves you, but it's a little bit of an apology. He said that he worked hard to raise the standards of the family. And so he wasn't always there a lot. And he didn't always show compassion because he said he was just focused. It wasn't that he didn't have it. It's just that he was so focused and driven that he wanted to have a better life for everyone. And he also wants to talk about a sister. So would your sister be in spirit? Wants to tell me a sister. He's talking about a sister. I don't know if it's your sister or his sister is in spirit.
Okay.
And oh God, Mildred. He's talking about, I don't know if you understand that, but he's talking about I guess it's a sister in spirit, could be his. And she's kind of funny, outgoing. So I don't know if this is your aunt. I don't know. He's talking about, but sister in spirit, it could be his. He's just letting you know that she's with him and that she's helping lighten him up. That he's learning how to lighten up. And the message to you is that he's with you a lot. He loves you. He's sorry he wasn't always there for you as a child, but he said he's there for you now. He gets to spend more time with you and sees how you are. And he said, don't sweat the small things. He said that life's should be about having fun and enjoyment too, and that you're too serious sometimes. He said, and he's laughing very much right now, and he said, I'm saying that I was too serious. He said, that's why I'm telling you that, because he said, I wish I had taken more time for my family, because that was the very thing that mattered. And I didn't get it till I crossed over. And I really feel that. But he was a classy guy. He was into integrity. He just wasn't there a lot. Does this make sense to you?
It does make sense. Yes.
And he sends his love. Did you feel that last bit when he said, I wish the regret I had was my family? I felt a rush of, woof, like a lot of love. Like I really saw that when I passed. I should have spent more time. Yes. Very beautiful. A lot of love. So they come to you very, very strongly. As far as I'm still seeing the woman here in the sheath dress with the hair spun back here. And now she's smoking, listening to us. They don't really smoke over there, guys in heaven. So I feel like that this is the same woman. She's back again. They do that. See, if you don't catch them. And I'm saying that she would have been considered a housewife, and that this still feels like your mom. But she's showing a younger version of how she looks. The great news is when we cross over, we get to look hot again. So we get to have all our hair.
Oh, thank God.
we get, you get to get the best version of yourself. So that's what she's showing me. She's talking about it being a housewife, because she wants to chime in on the dad part. She goes, I loved him. I supported him. I wanted better things too. But there was some sadness that she didn't get to do as many family things, but she kind of held things down. But and because of that, there might have been issues in the marriage because he was gone. But she said all is well. So I feel like all is well now. Whatever that was, it's all is well. And matter of fact, she said you and her look alike when you were, like, if she was young, alive and younger. There's at some point in pictures you would look similar to her.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Your mom wants you to claim her. Anyway, everything is right as rain on the other side. There's so much love for you. Your grandmother's here. There's so much love that comes towards you. You also have some cats around you that are going like, hey, mom. There's some cats. I don't know if you're a crazy cat lady, but there's some cats around you. There's so much love for you. And, we're all trying to learn that lesson to not sweat the small things and really focus why we're here. We really think about it. I've been doing that lately as an exercise. Like, why am I really here? And it's usually really simple answers is to show people love, but we got to show ourselves love too. So thank you so much, Fran. I hope that this makes sense to you. Okay.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
And meditate on the other stuff because it'll probably come later.
Okay.
There were some things that you said. So I have to go do some research.
It's fine. And I love when they give you little things. I don't even remember what I said. And then you look it up and find out later on, like Candace did with the pearls. Like, again, it's not for me, it's for you. So hopefully they'll continue. It's just their little way of continuing to say, I'm here, when they give you little tidbits of information. But you're adorable. You have a very youthful way about you. And I so hope you feel better soon.
Well, thank you for having me.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for your time. And thank your family. You've got a nice family.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you. God bless you.
Okay. God
Bye-bye.
Oh, thanks a lot.
Bye. We'll talk soon. Thank you, Fran.
Okay.
Much love.
That was great. That was. And I know exactly what you mean when sometimes things can come through afterwards. I saw a medium in the late 80s. I went to the College of Psychic Studies, and she she kept saying, I've got George here. And I was there, I don't know a George. And she said, okay, I'll leave it. And then 10 minutes later, she said, no, George is here. George wants to talk to you.
He's back. That's what they do.
And then I got home and I said to my mum, there was somebody there called George. I don't know who that was. She said, that's your granddad. But I only knew he died when I was 5, and I only ever knew him as granddad.
Oh,
And
I got it.
so George was trying to come through, and I was rejecting him. I feel quite bad about it now.
I did the same thing. I feel, look, you would think that I would be really, really good at this and recognize it, but I did the same thing. I had a reading because, when I trained all these years as a evidential medium, even though I was born this way, it's difficult being a sitter because you have to remember all this stuff. And you're like, when's the last time that you, started thinking about your childhood or whatever. So it's something that you have to reflect on. So I was having a reading and I had a couple of examples of this. I was having, because, you read people back and forth 8 years. I mean, you'll spend a week with about 65 mediums because I train in the British style of mediumship, and you'll go back and forth. And so, it's not like this is how you train. You get tighter and you work on different things and, get exercises, like get the address, get their just last name. We work on all sorts of cool stuff. And so someone was coming through Pat. I'm like, I don't know a Pat. And I felt really bad later, Sam. I wasn't being mean. I just didn't know a Pat. I'm like, I don't know a Pat. And I kept searching. Well, maybe it's on the other side of the family. Maybe it's a friend. Who is this Pat? And then this is really sad. It was 3 months later that I realized that my Uncle Johnny, my mom's brother, that I didn't see that much from Florida, was married to Patricia, and he called her Pat. It was a woman. And I was like, oh, I feel like an idiot. And then another time I had a reading live with if I'm anywhere, I always get the reading. And so I went to one of Cindy's Kaz's event because she was in Charlotte, and I wanted to say, hey, introduce myself. So we're sitting there, had just a few people there. This before she was in the Holster Files, and really sweet. I know she also worked with other mediums I have, so I want to meet her. And I knew it was going to happen. Oh, yeah. So I had someone come through. My husband's arguing because we've been together so long. He goes, no, that's not your family. I'm like, what? I know my family. So it was coming through with some information that I felt was true, but I couldn't validate. It was about my uncle, and he was at a car shop. He didn't work in a car shop. He was he liked expensive cars, and he liked to have them worked on, So he was always working on his cars. Not him. He would hire people. I mean, he had money. And so not that either way is fine, but when I say he was in a car place, but not as the car person. And he would, and the woman, Cindy said, I see, you know, girly posters, but well, that's a car place, you know? And so he's like, no, sure enough. And then my grandmother came through and gave a big message. So, but did I know my uncle being around girly posters or whatever? I had to really stretch going, oh, wow, he was a car fanatic. He probably was in car repair places a lot. So, so anyway, thank you guys for subscribing. We got a lot of new people. Brooke, that's really sweet. And yeah, God is within. Okay. Well, this guy, okay. God bless you, but we're not going to judge people. So nothing about this is not witchcraft. God puts intuition into people's hearts. And I'm also a Christian minister, so we're not having that. So this comes from a place of love, and we are going to heaven. And I've died 6 times, and heaven is real, and so is God. And I hung out with Jesus twice. So that I am totally not into witchcraft. That's just fear-based. So let's move on to more loving vibrations. Let's get our next person. You ready, Simon?
Yeah. Is it who's next? Have you got them? They're sitting in the green room. It's called, isn't it?
The virtual green room.
Green walls there.
Yes.
My green room is green.
Oh my gosh, it is, isn't it? You could have like one big virtual room. Oh my gosh, this is funny. Well, thank you. And Wendy Rose Williams she's been in both our shows, haven't she, Simon?
Yeah, 3 times on my show. And
Really?
Past life regression as well. Wendy took me through my between lives regression session, which was
really,
yeah, it's amazing.
Those are just
cool.
such interesting sessions. So yes, so wonderful to see you both.
Oh, you too. And then Wendy was on, I guess it was a week ago on my show. So she's got 2 episodes you need to check out. And even though you go, oh, well, Simon's a past life regressionist and he's awesome, and Wendy is, they both, because I know them both a little bit now, they both have their own, even though they're both, trained, they both have their own specialization, and they're both unique take and also the way they do things. So it's just like mediums, they're not all the same. Everybody's uniquely different. So and I love the fact that the in-between life stuff, that's cool stuff. I love that. So here we go. Oh, Candace is saying hey to you. Candace is also a guest that's coming on Thursday. She's awesome. You two really like one another.
Hi, Candace. And
Donna's awesome too. Okay. Donna's an end of year. And let's go ahead and see what I've got for you. Okay. And thanks for doing this. That's really sweet.
My pleasure. Thank you both. And all those in spirit.
Yes. Well, you've got a lot. Okay. Oh man, this is what's going on right now. There's a lot of people, and I'm telling them to condense themselves because there's too many. I need to decide because you must work with them a lot. And by the way, water is a conduit to spirit. A lot of meditations involve it. And we're, of course, mainly water. That's why I drink a lot of water doing this work. All right. All right. So they finally decided who's stepping forward. There's a lot. I mean, let me tell you how many people are here for you. There is so much. It's like a football line of people. Like, okay, somebody needs to step forward because it's a lot of people. There's a man that's stepping forward. And I want to say I have a beard. I want to say I have facial hair. And I want to say it not in a metrosexual way, more like in a manly man way. And he's sitting here saying, yeah, he said, I look scraggly. And he's laughing. Very down to earth, very sensible person. And I want to say, he's saying, I have very few regrets. Oh God, I love when they want to give the message. I'm like, no, we need to identify who you are. We need to get validation on that first, because he wants to give you, he wants to go ahead and go in for that message. And I see where he is from. That he says, I wear socks because it gets cold here. It gets cold. And he's talking about, I don't know if, oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. Okay, I got to get more validation. He's got lighter color eyes, and he because he's talking about your mom already. Do I need to give you more information, or do you understand this to be your dad so far?
My dad has not passed.
Okay, then it
I
could be your
realize it can be the higher self also.
No, this is
No.
I understand, but this is
So
this is
it'll be
somebody.
people in
It's
spirit.
somebody.
Okay.
It could be granddaddy, because he's talking about wearing the socks, thick socks. It's cold. I want to say I'm wearing flannel. He said he gets scraggly sometimes, and he's in a colder climate, and so.
I relate to the colder climate. I'm
Mhm.
not relating to the beard, but it may have been
Okay.
a phase of life I didn't know about.
Okay, let me give you something else. He said she's a smart one. Give her more. Okay. Pocket watch. Gave it to the son. Pocket watch. What's on the pocket watch? Inscription, initials. Do you know what about a pocket watch?
I think this might be a great grandfather that gave a pocket watch to a grandfather. I think there's a family pocket watch.
Okay. And so sometimes when they come way back, you're like, why are you here? They are always the door opener, but we're so connected so far back. And it feels like that finally, like I don't know if the wife died first and he's alone, because he's showing me like, I was fine with that. I just want to be in front of a fire. I finally got silence. It was really nice. Not that there was anything against, but he was saying that he really wasn't that lonely when he was alone, because he enjoyed solitude. So I don't know how much you know about him. So let me bring forward, since this being the great grandfather and the watch. Your dad got the watch?
No, would have gone to a grandfather, great grandfather to grandfather, father to son.
Okay, but then dad got the watch. I mean, they're showing something that's been going through the family, been passed down, is what they're showing me. They're showing lineage.
Mm-hmm.
You probably don't know where the watch is, but you know it existed, right?
Right.
Okay,
Right.
so they're showing lineage. They do that also with middle names. Said you're not the only Rose. You're not the only Rose.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, good. So
That's
that would
correct.
be your grandmama?
Yes.
Okay,
My
thank you.
middle name is my grandmother's first name. She was a Rose.
Beautiful. And she's the one that was very devout. I don't know if she's Catholic, very devout, quiet. She never put it on anyone, but she's just a really lovely, beautiful woman. That's who I'm saying, grandmother.
Yes, my guides are saying that's correct. I never met her, but yes, that feels just right.
Okay, see, Cindy's deep. Wendy's deep. Okay, so okay, you never met her. Okay, good. That's
No.
helpful. Okay, good. Okay. All right, let me move forward. Let me get her message. See, I don't like to blow off your family, even if you don't know them, because I know they're here. So let me just get a quick something and go on. Oh my God, you're going to love this answer. It's a deep answer. I said, why are you here? I know they're here by the love. I know they love you. Okay. They're part of your team. I said, why are you here? As a matter of fact, why are you all here? Because there's a lot. I told you, football fields of people. And they said, because you're training us on the other side. We've never seen the things that you do, and you're training us. And we go to all your sessions that we're your students.
All my family comes to my sessions.
Mm-hmm. Because they're not familiar with
that makes wonderful sense, because yes, I do feel them around, and I do feel them saying, can I watch? What are you doing?
Really? Well, see, we get confused. We think that just because someone has crossed or come before us, or maybe older, that they know more than us. And that's not really so. And we also assume outside of ourselves that our guides know more. They're working with you. They're working with a higher source to get you that. But I don't think we give ourselves enough credit. So you're teaching them because they're watching like, wow, we didn't know. Because it's really about the soul's journey. And so they're watching that unfold. Basically, that's what I'm getting on that. So let me see someone even closer that's here.
That's very neat. We're all bringing our different experiences to the table together then.
Yes. So there's a woman here, and she wants to take bobby pins, and she wants to do something with her hair and curl it and pin it, and curl it and pin it, and curl it and pin it. Simon's like, I don't know what this women's stuff is, but where it's the old, I guess before
Crimping.
I don't know, curlers or what. But
I'm hearing crimping.
okay, where you get some kind of curl in your hair where you do it like in a little circle, and then you put the bobby pins. And she wants to wear red lipstick, but I don't feel like she wears a lot of eyeshadow. It's mainly eyeliner. So again, this is a younger version of herself. And I want to say sock hop as well. I want to say sock hop, going to the sock hop. So, and I want to say dark hair, light eyes. She said, don't forget killer body. Your family. Let me tell you what. Oh my God. Again, all this treadmill and all this stuff, when you cross over, you get to pick the version of you like. So do you understand who this woman is so far?
I'm not relating to the sock hop, but the rest of it I am relating to.
Okay, good. So
the rest of it feels like my maternal grandmother, my mom's mom.
Okay. That's who I feel like it is too, but it feels like a grandmother, and she's showing me this. I think she's doing this because she thinks it's funny, like, light, and it's light, the very girly. And that would have been a style that might have been popular then. And there's certain things we don't know if they went to dances and partied and had fun. We don't know these things about our grandparents sometimes. So, which is beautiful to know. We're so much more. We're not that old person at 89 or whatever. We're, we live this full life. She comes to you. Oh my gosh, what in the world? Okay, first of all, you knew her. You knew this grandmother.
Yes, I knew my mom's mother very well.
Okay,
because my dad's mother died way before I was born.
You didn't know. So she's saying, because they come to on the left, the dad's side, is this way, and the mom's this way, and friends is here. I don't know why. It's not 100%. It's about 90, 95. But she says to me, she's making jokes and cutting jokes with you. And I say, oh, they're familiar. She knows her. She's saying that, oh my God, you don't even want to know this message. She's like, Lord, help us. She's funny and she loves you a lot. You're like a second daughter to her. Yes. And she was totally fine with her passing. She goes, oh, honey, it was all falling apart. And she was like, what was wrong with you? And she's like, it was the one thing after the, it was just,
she went so quick and easy. She asked for that happy death. She went in a day.
Wow. And I'm getting, there was some breathing issues and there was difficulty with many things. I feel like a breakdown of the body. She said, she's totally fine with all that. She says, I'm fine. She loves the time that she spent with you and your mom, because together you had a dynamic that was really fun. But she's going to say to you probably, I don't know how you're going to receive this. She's laughing. She thinks this is hysterical. I love how they do this to me.
Say what she thinks to say.
It's time for you to put on your red lipstick. And she said, it's time for you to go out courting.
That's wonderful. And that's amazing you say that about the lipstick, because I just grabbed the lipstick that was on the computer stand and I heard you need to go get brighter, better lipstick. And I said, I don't have time to run downstairs. They were literally telling me to put on brighter lipstick before I got on air.
Okay. So it wasn't them. It was your grandmother. And she said, red's a sexy color. And she's hysterical. This woman's very funny. And she wants you to put on, she goes, when you put the red on, that's serious. It's like she's saying like a power color, but she's not saying that. She goes, oh yeah, that makes a point. And so she's saying that it's time that she's showing this earlier version of herself. So she was very pretty. Have you seen pictures of her younger? She's good looking.
My maternal grandmother was the flapper era, the 1920s, and she was gorgeous. We have some pictures of her dressed up then in just like,
she's stunning. And the light eyes, dark hair.
Yeah.
And she's saying, you're welcome. She's saying
the genes pass on down.
She's saying funny. You got her. She said, she's very funny. I'm just telling you, she's funny. You get they have, we have personalities. They have personalities. We are spirit. So she wants you to, she's mentioning all these girly things because she's around you. And she said, she's calling you little sweet names like all right, baby girl. All right, princess. She said, it's time you do so much for other people that you do something for yourself. And she said, there is love in the air. I can feel it because spring is here, but it's almost gone. So you need to get busy. And she's saying you need to focus on yourself and that feminine energy. And she's funny. She's going, yeah, you need to bring it. I was like, oh my God, grandmother. Yeah. So she's just funny. She is so funny. She communicates with so much love and laughter and support. And she just wants you to, she said, you have so much love to give that you don't show. I want to cry right now. This is how I feel the love. Ooh, here comes the love rush. The love roller coaster. She says that you do so much for people, but you hide the fact that you have so much love in your heart and that you have so much to give. And just because someone stopped on your heart once, she goes, okay, twice, 3 times. She said, it's just a number. She said, you need to honor who you are, and it's okay to have joy, and it's okay. I said, you need to be, she said, this is what exactly she said. You need to go on a date. You need to have fun. You need to laugh. You need to fulfill that part of you. She said, you're so responsible to other people, including my daughter. She said, but can't you just have fun? You're allowed to have fun in this life and laugh, and you're beautiful because you took after me. Oh my God. She's a trip. Do you understand this message?
She is a trip. She is a trip. Spirit doesn't understand COVID reopening. We're just at the point of being able to start to go places. So she's got perfect timing because we're just starting to get to that point.
Well, we are. But do you understand about, I think to me, I just want to add my 2 cents on this. It feels like too, that sometimes we get so busy, and that goes for men too. You get so busy that you forget, okay, I was born this time as a female or a male, right? And we forget to like be the dude and kind of like, I'm going to enjoy this, what this feels like, or I'm going to be a female. I'm going to take a bubble bath. I'm going to be girly or whatever. We forget that. And we don't want to forget that part of ourselves, no matter how old we are. And a lot of people become, how do I say it? They forget that personal side of themselves and just really kind of celebrate whoever they are. Mm-hmm. And I think that's what she's saying. She wants you to celebrate you, but she comes with a lot of love, and you helped her toward the end. You spent a lot of time together, and she thanks you, but she's with you all the time. And that's your, that comic relief you feel sometimes. That's her.
That's wonderful.
That's
really
right. Well,
message.
Go ahead. So all that, do I need to clarify anything, or did that all jive pretty good?
It just was at the beginning. It was just sorting out because, as you said, there were so many different ancestors here. And
you're doing it. They love being around you. You talk to them. So you got, the more you talk, they're around. I mean, they are, I feel like this is the fake place and they're in the real place, and they're trying to support us, which is why I always say we have a fan club in heaven, because we do. And I think the big message time and time again from people that love us, they can come through and share, I'm okay, an apology, I wasn't the best mom, dad, et cetera, husband, wife. They can come through and say many things like, oh, and let you know they're around you. But the big thing that is with every single one is live your life and enjoy it, because you are not here that long. Mm-hmm. And we forget, we get so, interested in books or raising kids or furry pets, or I know you're a big animal lover like me, a dog lover. And, I love animals, and, we forget about us somehow in there. And it's crazy. Mm-hmm. I don't know why people do it. I do it. So, this is a message for everybody, and Spirit knows how to do that. So, this is what, even on like the May 22nd, the Saturday, again, sign up below. We got the links, because they know who everybody is there, how to tie a message in for everybody. And your message could be also a message for 4 other people. It's amazing. I don't know how they do that.
I think that's part of the brilliance of those messages from Spirit. I think that's why the platform readings just work so beautifully.
Absolutely. And also, that when you're in session, that you also have your guides and your family around, or even when you get a healing from someone, they're around, they're so close, and they come not in a creepy way, but in a way that's It's just so subtle and sweet and beautiful. And it could be a butterfly, it could be cardinals. The other day I was doing a reading outside, over my laptop, and the most amazing cardinals started doing this dance in the air. Two of them, they were like the most beautiful, brilliant red, and it's like they were playing and dancing in front of me, and it was just gleeful to see this and to see the nature around. So they can work through nature, but they're just here to show their love and support and know you're loved. You got a big team, not saying other people don't, but you're teaching them and they're helping you.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Well, look, thank you so much, Wendy. And check out Wendy's episode on my channel, Seeking Heaven. And also Simon, the Past Life podcast too, because she's on both. She's awesome. So, yeah.
Fantastic.
Thank you, Wendy. Much love. Thank
really
you.
Great.
Awesome.
It's, two great readings there. So this is the sort of thing you'll be doing on Saturday on the event at it's 2 p.m. EST, isn't it?
Yes. So it's Saturday, and it's at the 22nd at 2 p.m. Which, by the way, FYI, guys, 222 is my number. I was born March 22nd. We won't say the year, but 222 is my thing. That is, I get 222, angel numbers. I get that all the time. So it's going to be incredibly special, but it's only $29.99. If you look at how much I'm an hour, it's a deal. and it's such as, right now we try to make it an intimate group. You've got, what is it today? Thursday, you've got today, and then tomorrow, early, but then he's going to start sending out these Zoom links where you can join in, and it's going to be an intimate group with readings, and you get to spend a couple hours with me and spirit, and it's really sacred and holy. And I do a lot of prayers beforehand. I ask everybody to get a blessing in some way, and I just try to be a vessel and a messenger from God and the heavenly angelic realms, which is where most of our family goes. I don't want to get in that conversation. I don't know where they are, if they're like where they're getting their lessons, but they do. They really just care about us because we're here still in the thick of it. It hasn't been an easy year or so, and they want to make sure that we're happy, and they want to show their love and support, and that's why they're around. So sign up on Simon's link below for the Saturday 2 p.m. Eastern time reading. So it'll be from 2 to 4. So sign up. It's going to be awesome. We're going to have a blast, and we'll also hopefully have some time for question and answer. You can ask anything. Not that I'll be able to answer it, but Spirit might.
Yeah. And that's that I'm not used to having to say things like EST and Pacific time, but I think 2 p.m. EST is 7 p.m. in the UK. So it's an easy time for people in the UK to log in and take a look at it as well, and perhaps get a reading. And
absolutely.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, we've got people signing up already. Donna, thank you so much. Everybody's awesome. I've met the most incredible, wonderful people on this channel. I feel so blessed. Oh, Donna's registered too. That's very sweet. Well, God bless you both. And anyone that needs grieving support, they need closure. You want to help them in some way. Tell them about this. Maybe it's not for you, but tell someone that's grieving or have had difficulty, because I can tell you that not only is the messages that come through, but I'm working with a God funnel. Really am. And at that point in time, I'll go deeper than what we are now. And it'll be good. So there'll be some kind of healing, whether it's in a message or if it's the energy. It could be emotional, physical as well, or spiritual, or all. So it's not me, it's God doing it. I'm just sort of showing up and trying to do what I do. So thank you, Simon, for today. And thank you guys for watching.
Thank you for doing it. It's been fascinating watching you doing those readings. It's really good. Thanks a lot.
Oh, thank you so much. I feel very humbled to be able to serve you guys and also Spirit. So thank you. And thank your loved ones in heaven as well. And try to join us Saturday at 2. Much love to everybody. And thank you again, Simon. You're so awesome for doing this. And thanks for believing in me too.
Thanks a lot.
All right. Bye, everyone. Take care.